Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, has signed a multi-year deal with AEW. He is still going to work some other indie promotions and overseas, and we'll get to that in 1 second, but All Elite Wrestling has first dibs on his dates. But there's more to this than just old big name signs with new exciting company, and when you start digging through all the craziness, you realise this could be a moment where we all look back on and go, oh, well, that's where things just got very interesting. So Jon Moxley has signed with AEW. Why? Here's why. Straight away you're yelling, well, why wouldn't he sign with AEW? And you're absolutely right. There aren't that many other companies out there that can put on WWE-like promotions, and that is what All Elite Wrestling just did, given that not only was their pay-per-view bought by around 200,000 people, but they did it in a sold-out venue in Las Vegas. I mean, that's a pretty good place to go and work. Plus, Moxley himself is a huge asset. He's not just some random, oh, there's an ex-WWE guy, but he is, in fact, somebody who, under Vince McMahon, that a lot of fans feel never got his due, and if anything, was held back. And that's the point, and that's what we need to focus on today. If you watch any of Dean Ambrose's promos as he was wrapping up with WWE, it was quite clear that the man was fed up, and why wouldn't he be? I mean, even though he did have a couple of runs as the world champion, he was never pushed as the guy. And yes, his last real character work before he did walk out the door saw him bent over like this as a doctor pretended to jab him in the ass with some injections. When that was done, he'd go out in front of the people and say, I don't need to worry about you because a fake doctor has just jabbed me in the ass with some injections. He also had to turn heel the night one of his good friends told everyone he had to leave for a little bit because he had a life-threatening disease. Just put yourself in that scenario for a second. I know he's a WWE superstar and I'm sure he's got a lot of positives in his life. That isn't one of them. Go and match all that up to the promo that he cut following Double or Nothing and try and even figure out if it's the same person. Not only is he so fired up, but his passion is through the roof, and it's quite obvious, it's quite clear he wants to make a difference in the world of professional wrestling, and he does that by taking shots at his former employer. You don't even need to hear his words, it's written all over his face, and that whole rumor about, oh, well, it's quite clear that he's worn out by wrestling and he's going to take a break was absolute gibberish. That's not a dude that wants to take a rest, that is a dude that I don't even know what he wants to do, but he wants to do everything. I mean, mate, if he slept in the last week, I will be perplexed. It is somebody who wanted to show what he was able to do, but was never allowed. No matter how much you love WWE, and I'll say it right here, I'll be honest, I'll be transparent, I really love WWE. That is an area that is just so frustrating. Seeing what was inside Moxley/Ambrose, but he had to keep hidden away because it wasn't the WWE thing to do, makes me want to take my head and smash it into a wall. I mean, that only affects me, but sometimes you just have to go with your gut reactions. And it's not that he can now swear in promos, or that in some of those vignettes we've seen he's carrying a knife, which is all really edgy. Forget about all that, I don't care. It doesn't even matter. What matters is that he can now tap into that thing, that stuff inside your gut that makes you you, that makes you unique, and use that to become the star that you want to be. He's going to get the push. If he had gone to Vince McMahon and said that he wanted to be pushed to the moon, Vince probably would have heard, oh, buddy, you want to be a moon character? I'll make you Moon Man. And then we cut to Raw in 7 days and he'd be coming out with an astronaut helmet and he'd be in a rocket. And I don't know, Michael Cole would be going, oh, it's star space time. And then we'd all want to, again, go back to the down wall. If you think that's going to happen, it's best to keep quiet and just try and swim among the sharks, because otherwise, yes, you become Moon Man. Outside of all of this, it's what AEW offers. Not only was Jon Moxley the last thing we saw at Double or Nothing, which is a pay-per-view that has caused waves across the industry, and some people that have sneakily snuck up videos of Jon Moxley there, those videos have done over 1 million hits. It's quite clear they've also given him a bunch of freedom, and we all like to be free. Although he is going to make AEW his priority, as we've already mentioned, he's already said he's got a couple of indie dates booked, one of which is against Pentagon, so set your calendars for that. But it's also come out that he is heading to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Revealed as the man who has been threatening Juice Robinson, it's just a good deal all round, although more so for Jon Moxley. But ever since Cody Rhodes and the Bucks and Kenny Omega left New Japan, the company has been desperately seeking for somebody to fit into that hole. And Jon Moxley is a great person to put in there. Not only does he tick the Western boxes, but again, he's the talk of the town. If you like wrestling in any sense, you're talking about Jon Moxley. I'm sure it also ticks a massive box for him, because who doesn't want to go over there at the moment? It's buzzing, it's exciting, it's fun. And what sounds better to you? You can choose whichever one you want, is fine. Everything I just said, or be the third guy in the Shield in 2019, or yes, bend over and get fake injection shots in your ass. I know that's the third time we've mentioned it, but I think it's really important, again, when you match these two characters up against one another. I don't think Dean Ambrose would have been enjoying it. He also lost to EC3, don't forget. And I like EC3, think he's got a bad deal in WWE, but that's how the company saw him. AEW was always going to live or die based on his actions, and given what they've done over the last couple of weeks, I'm starting to believe they really are not just going to be fine, but they're absolutely going to smash it. Talent isn't backed into a corner and stuck there. They are actively told to go out there, work, make bigger names for themselves, and yet when they come back home, come back to the HQ, they'll still be treated like they're a big deal. So you can't burn any bridges. In fact, AEW wants you to build more bridges, and they'll push you even more if you do that, because they believe that your star and your celebrity is even bigger than it was. I mean, who would have thought such a simple idea could work? You could even say that they're being treated as independent contractors, but let's not get into that here because it opens a whole can of worms, and we'll have to go off in this direction, and we're sticking here for now, but you know what I'm saying. Moxley himself, I'm pretty sure, also wants to change the wrestling universe, and yes, that was a bit of a funny pun if I do say so myself. It was pretty bad. But going back to that promo we talked about earlier, he even says that. He even takes shots at his former employer by insinuating that nobody wants a monopoly over the wrestling world. That's what we've got. So it's time to try and take back control. And we're going to start that in AEW, and Jon Moxley's going to be riding the first horse into battle. And it's true too, because he could have gone to New Japan full time. That would have probably got us all talking, but not in the same way, because AEW is in a much better position, given that they are based in the West, to fire even more shots and see if WWE actually has any shots to fire back. I mean, if you're seeing this on the day it goes live, that's Monday, so Raw's in a few hours. Who's a little bit worried that they're going to watch WWE's Monday Night Show and go, it was all right, but man, does it feel even more boring, because Double or Nothing just felt so fresh and so new, like pizza dough. The only thing I need to know now is what exactly did Dean Ambrose tell Vince McMahon, because I still can't believe he got the kind of send-off that he did. So, and it is a conspiracy theory, but it is out there, and I do quite enjoy it. Maybe he pulled a Brian Pillman, although in 2019 as opposed to the mid-90s, and he told his boss, look boss, I just won out, I am a bit worn out, I just want to calm down and ride around on a lake for a bit. When actually, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to join this new company you probably hate. And if all that is true, man, does Jon Moxley have balls of steel? And when that story comes out, I'm going to do backflips, because I'm going to be so excited. Also, Vince McMahon got to be pissed off right now. He's got to be absolutely livid if that was true, because not only does he have to deal with that, but he has to deal with a bunch of his own wrestlers tweeting out saying how great AEW and Double or Nothing was. Just crazy. What a brilliant world we do live in, though. I don't even care anymore. I don't care. So many people are naysaying, like going, oh, I don't want to get excited about all elite wrestling. You know what? You don't have to. You do you, man. I'm going to respect it, but you've got to respect me too. I've loved this weekend. It's felt fresh, and it's felt exciting, and it's felt different, and you never knew what was going to happen. And Jon Moxley now feels like a bigger star than he ever did, and he's in WWE for like 8 years. And it's also cool that the three Shield guys are basically smashing wrestling, because Roman's Roman, Seth is Universal Champion, and now again, Jon Moxley / Dean Ambrose is the hottest thing in the industry. I'm just going to get excited. I don't care. Any kind of reservations, they're being chucked in the bin. I love it. Even if AEW dies in a year's time, I am enjoying it right now, and I'm going to ride this wave until I can't ride it no more. That's right. Fanboying up in here. Fanboying. I still love WWE, but I love AEW too. I just love everything, and I love you. My calm down leather. See, it's good. Everything just calms down. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Jon Moxley and Dean Ambrose and AEW and WWE and what all this means and what could be next. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com and read yourself some articles. Follow What Culture on Twitter and What Culture WWE. And you're probably not going to find any more videos. And you probably won't find more videos dedicated to AEW or Double or Nothing here on What Culture Wrestling. So why not go and watch them all? So when you go to work tomorrow, you have all the information. You can be that guy. I know all about All Elite Wrestling. You'll annoy everyone. My name is Simon from What Culture. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope, actually, going back to what I said, that if we do tune into Raw later, or when we tune in, we always watch regardless, that Double or Nothing does something to light a fire under their ass, because that's all I want. I don't want anyone to lose any jobs, and I don't want anyone to get any business, and they can make as much money as they want for all I care. I just want good, entertaining television that when all is said and done, I got a smile on my face and I'm excited about making videos here or going on the internet and talking about it, because that's what we get to do in 2019. That's the real reason I imagine we love Double or Nothing, because it gave us talking points. We can talk about Jericho being the excellent heel, how Kenny Omega lost. My gosh, how did Kenny Omega lose? The incredible match between the brothers Dustin and Cody, and of course, the thing that we've been talking about here, the arrival of Jon Moxley. There were so many little bits to take away, including, just to throw a last one in there, a bunch of wrestlers you've probably never heard of. We heard of them now, and you can start to decide whether you like them or whether you don't like them. When was the last time we got to do that on a scale as big as the one that Double or Nothing or AEW is giving us? I know I'm too positive sometimes, and it winds people up. Oh, I don't like you, but whatever. I don't care. I love wrestling, and I love this. #love. I'll see you soon.